So my name's Daniel James. I'm a fourth-year PhD student here at the University of Reading. My project's looking at the effect of high-protein diets on gut barrier function via the microbiota. I did my undergraduate degree at the University of Birmingham in sport and exercise science, and I got lab experience there very specific to sports science studies and sports science trials, very different to what I'm doing now. I then went on to do my master's degree at Leeds Beckett University for the Nutrition in Practice course, which is a fantastic course. Really, really enjoyed my time, and I gained so much knowledge whilst I was there. The way that particular master's degree is set up means that I didn't really have any lab experience in this area of research that I'm doing now, which is much more microbiology based. So when I came to start my PhD, I had never held a pipette before. I had never had to figure out how to make any reagents, even fairly simple things looking back, like simple concentrations would confuse me. Whereas you are able to learn that when you start your PhD. So I think not having lab experience isn't something that should stop you applying or stop you going for a PhD. That will see you in a lab, but it will help, obviously, but it shouldn't be something that will stop you. Now, what I would say about PhD experience is that it requires different skills to what you learn during your master's and undergraduate. Although the skills of reading papers and summarizing information and understanding the science is absolutely necessary to be a good student and to be a good researcher later on, there's also other skills that they don't necessarily teach you. So for example, perseverance, organization, and problem solving are extremely, extremely important at PhD level. Within the DTP, there are a lot of different training opportunities that you can take up. So again, before anyone starts their PhD, they're not very confident in statistics unless you're one of the very few. There are multiple statistic courses all the way through that you can go on for a few weeks that'll teach you the basics and get you up to scratch. There's also, thanks to how diverse the DTP is in its projects, an opportunity to learn about other people's projects. And so now I have a very basic understanding of agricultural sciences, even though I do nothing to do with agricultural sciences. I work in microbiology. So we all come together, we talk about our different research topics within the DTP, and I think that's a really good opportunity. And other training opportunities that are available, they have something called the Tiger Teams. So this is when you work with industry to solve a problem with other students from the DTP. The industry will give you this problem, and then you'll have to maybe write a review or come up with an answer to some mathematical issue that they may have. That's quite can be quite stressful, but really, really rewarding, and you do learn a lot whilst you're doing it. So all the way through, I would say that as DTP, you do end up doing more than non-DTP students on top of your PhD work. However, because of that, you do have an extra year to finish your PhD work, so it is enough time. On the DTP program, it gives you an opportunity to do a 3-month placement. My placement, for example, was with a company called OptiBac, which is a probiotic company, a really successful probiotic company in the UK, and they took me in with open arms. I had an amazing experience. I truthfully knew nothing about how industry or business works, especially in the terms of the area of research that I work in. So it was really nice to learn about how the sales and the management of international relations with other companies, etc., works behind the scenes, which is not something that you get taught on a normal science degree. So I think that's really, really interesting, and it really broadens your horizons to be able to go forward and choose whether you want to stay in academia or whether you want to go into industry and work on that area. Luckily, since my placement, and this could happen to yourselves as well, I've been offered a place with my placement provider as work. So I work part-time for them now. And they've also offered me work for when I finish. So I think that's the kind of opportunity that can come if you show your best self during your placement and show them that you're able to work and are interested in learning.